We've dominated Scottish football once again this season. But before we can start preparing for another shot at Europe, there's still a few things left to take care of. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson Aberdeen Challenge here on Super Sammy Plays. After our early exit from Europe, it's time to focus on the rest of the season and get this league title wrapped up. We're still in a strong position, but there's still a bit of work left to do before we can call ourselves champions again. We've also got a potential Scottish Cup final, so there is still plenty to play for. So let's get into it. And we're going to be jumping straight into a match against St Mirren. And we're at home in this one. And we get off to a nice early start with a goal inside 11 minutes as Nico Gonzalez's effort is deflected to Moussa Diaby. And he continues his brilliant season and scores again. But we had a second in the 36th minute. Morgan Gibbs-White pulls it across for Sarto, who bags the second goal of the game. St Mirren did pull one back just on the stroke of half-time as the cross comes into the far post and O'Mahony, what a name that is, heads into the back of the net, but we do go on to win the game 2-1. Next up, we go away to Tannadice against Dundee United, and we get another early start in this one as Sarto scores the first goal for the second game in a row as he scores inside 10 minutes to put us 1-0 up. A very quiet game, very few chances, and you'll see 83rd minute before we see the next chance, and Diaby, curling effort, saved by Watmuff, putting it out for a corner. And then 3 minutes later, while we're trying to score our second goal, Dundee United counter-attack, and Sapsford pulling it back to Alvarez, and I'm not entirely sure what this has been given for, but there's apparently a penalty somewhere, and Sebelge bags the penalty to level the game at 1-1. You'd need to have a look at that back, by the way, because I have no idea where that penalty come from. I feel like we've been robbed a little bit, I can't lie. We do have a couple more chances, but unfortunately we don't manage to score as we draw and drop 2 points. But with that point, we have now qualified for the Champions League, so I think that means we're guaranteed at least second, which is obviously nice. But we've got our initial budgets for next season, and 2.4 million. It just doesn't seem to be getting any more. So it looks like if we want to spend any money, we're going to have to sell some people first. But one of our youngsters that we signed last season, Ofer Levi, is making some more positive improvements. He has only started 8 games, but with 5 sub-appearances, 2 goals and 1 assist. He's done all right for us, and he has certainly been making improvements. He has been playing for the under-19s as well, and he's going to get a chance to impress in this one as well as we play him against Hibs, and it looks like we actually start off going 1-0 down. But as you can see from this replay, I mean, very, very tight, but apparently offside. And then it was our turn as we score, but it's given offside. And I cut the replay off a little bit too quickly for this one, so we don't get the lines. But you can clearly see that Meite was in an offside position when the shot comes in. We do finally make the breakthrough, though, in the 60th minute with Diaby bagging another goal. And that's how we go on to finish as we win 1-0 and a very narrow victory. And unfortunately, we have lost Carvalho in that game as he is going to be out for 4 to 7 weeks with a moderate knee ligament sprain. And Diaby shining as we go on to win, as pretty much has done all season. Next up, we have the semi-final of the Scottish Cup against Hearts. And we go looking for a goal in the 17th minute with Jimenez pulling back to Levi and his long-range effort saved from the goalkeeper. Before 23 minutes in, Jimenez gets it down the right and his cross across the near post is tucked in by Mohamed Meite, putting us 1-0 up. Diaby then going close with a free kick, and then we look to score with Meite again, but unfortunately his effort was offside, and you can see from the replay it was the correct decision. But Meite does score the second goal and gets his second goal as well as he gets onto a Michael Funk cross. As you'll see, we played a few of the youngsters in this game, giving them a bit more experience now that the season's pretty much over. And Levi going close again with a long-range effort. And he seems to be having a really good game. Nico Gonzalez then hits the post from the outside of the box before Hearts do pull one back in the 85th minute with Yandanda playing out to Kaiseridis, and his cross to the far post is tucked in by Hyunjun to make the scoreline 2-1, but we do still go through to the Scottish Cup final. And we're going to be playing Rangers now in the league, so one of our biggest matches left to play. And we start off brilliantly as Moussa Diaby scores inside 47 seconds and bags another goal. And he has certainly been far and away our best player this season. Rangers go close to himself, but thankfully it goes wide of the post. And then you'll see some of the youngsters still playing again as Michael Funk plays into Diaby. He gets brought down to win us a penalty. And Ryan Suki Sato sends the goalkeeper the wrong way to give us a 2-goal lead. We do go close again in the 26th minute with Morgan Gibbs-White having an effort saved. And then into the second half, Diaby having an effort saved going out for a corner. Piling on the pressure in this one, and Meite really should have done better here as he hits the post. And then in the 92nd minute, Rangers have their own chance as Diamonde shoots from range and he hits the post. But with that victory, we do confirm the league title and we have won the league for the second time in a row. And I think that was, only our second time since I think it was 1984 or something. So although our exit from Europe was very disappointing, to wrap up a second league title is very pleasing indeed. And certainly shows that we're still on the right track, even if we've had a little bit of a blip this season and maybe fallen a little bit backwards compared to what we did last season. But let's see what we can do for next season. So, like I say, we do retain the Scottish Premiership. And, we've got a few messages to go through here. So, you can see from this, we've won it now. I don't think it shows it doesn't show this season on there. But, you can see before that, obviously we came close a couple of times. But, nice to change what Celtic were consistently dominating it. Michael Funk has also picked up an injury from that, which is isn't ideal as he was getting a lot of game time. And Diaby on form yet again. Anything else? Suki Sato has been injured and he's got a fractured lower leg. That is certainly not ideal. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 months. So that's the end of his season then. And in our next game, we go away to Hearts and they give us a nice guard of honour to acknowledge us being champions again, which is lovely to see. And we also get off to a great start in this one, as you can see, straight from kickoff. Bernbad plays it out wide to Jimenez, and he plays it down the line. Plays a little 1-2 with Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White gets it back, runs into the box, goes all the way through and puts it under the goalkeeper to score inside 20 seconds. And we score straight from kickoff. We then go close again in the 26th minute with Moussa Diaby laying it off for Levi. And his effort is saved, putting it out for a corner before Jimenez pulls it back to Nico Gonzalez. The square pass to Gibbs-White. He finds Diaby, and what a finish that is on his weak foot. It rattles the crossbar on its way into the net. Bernblad then adds the third in the 63rd minute before Hearts look to get one back themselves with Yandanda's pass, finding Wilson, and his effort is saved from the keeper. But they do pull one back the next time round, as in the 92nd minute. Deflected effort, unfortunate Caicedo own goal, but we do go on to win 3-1. And just like Sato, Frank Ballage has now got a fractured lower leg, so that's 2 in a week after making a tackle in training. So that's 2 players now going to be out for the next 2 to 3 months. And unfortunately, they're going to miss the end of the season as we go away to Hibs now. And this is where things start to fall off a little bit. We go 1-0 down. I think I mentioned the last time we played and Robbie Ewer scored against us. He always seems to score against us, as he puts Hibs 1-0 up in this one before Patson Daka then scores the second to give Hibs a 2-0 lead inside 11 minutes. We managed to stabilise a bit from there though, as Morgan Gibbs-White pulls us back into the game in the 68th minute to make it 2-1 before we do find an equaliser in the 76th with Gibbs-White involved again, as he Fires past the goalkeeper, getting on a Moussa Diaby cross to make it 2-2 and level the game up. So a bit of a scare, but we do get away with it. And unfortunately, we get another injury from that. And Nico Gonzalez is going to be out for the rest of the season. He has a moderately sprained ankle ligament and he's going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks. Maybe it won't be the end of the season, actually. I'm not sure entirely how many games we've got left. But just like the Hibs game, we do go down. And I feel like Charles probably should have saved that one as Peter Cameron puts Dundee 1-0 up. Before the 24th minute, Reese goes past everyone and fires past Charles to make it Dundee 2-0. We do threaten ourselves in the 40th minute with Levi playing a lovely pass into Leonardo, and then I think it was Kamara with the effort, and his effort was saved. But we do pull one back in the 79th minute with Keskinen's cross to Morgan Gibbs-White at the far post. His layoff to Auer at the edge of the box. And then Jimenez laying it off for Renato Sanchez. And haven't seen much of him recently, but he does get us back into the game to make it 2-1 before we don't really... that was probably our closest we came to levelling the game up, which wasn't really close at all. So I think that's maybe only our second loss or something in the league this season. But this was about to be our third, as Fabio Vieira puts Celtic 1-0 up early on in this one. Colombo going close, really should have scored there to make it 2. But we do give them another chance in the 56th minute as Marcus Leonardo's rash tackle gives Celtic a penalty. And they make no mistake from this one as Fabio Vieira steps up and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way to give Celtic a 2-0 lead. And as you can see, it was pretty much a one-way fixture, this one. Very one-sided, as Fabio Vieira has another ever saved before they do add a third with Milan Skriniar, of all people, at Celtic, getting onto a corner to make it 3-0. And I think that's our second and third losses of the season. And we've also lost another player, as Morgan Gibbs-White has now dislocated his shoulder and is going to be out for 7 to 9 weeks. So that's likely that's another player out for the rest of the season. But on to planning for next season. Fer Lopez is somebody that I saw his contract was expiring in the summer. And I think he looks like he could be a very good player. Still only 25 as well. So still got plenty of years ahead of him. And obviously his value is quite low because of his contract is up in a few weeks or months or whatever. So he's certainly one that I'll be looking at as we go on to make an offer for him right now. So we've gone through that many matches. I didn't even realise that Celtic game was actually our last league game of the season, as this is the Scottish Cup final against Rangers. And what a start we get off to in this one, as Husam Aouar puts us 1-0 up inside 3 minutes. But unfortunately, 20 minutes later, Rangers do level the game up with Asgard, another player that always seems to score against us. You'll see we did make some changes in this one. There's a lot of youngsters playing with Urena, Caicedo, Levi, Hernandez, and all of those youngsters getting a start in this one. So that is my excuse for what is about to happen, as Asgard beats the goalkeeper again, shooting from pretty far out to be fair, to put Rangers 2-1 up before Chimiti makes it 3. And what a turnaround it is for Rangers. We just recently beat them 2-0 as well. We did look like we'd pulled one back with Mate, but unfortunately it was offside again. And I was very frustrated with this game, so I didn't watch the replay through, so we don't have that one. And I certainly wasn't interested in watching the trophy celebrations either, as we lose 3-1. So that is the season over, and now it's just the awards. And unsurprisingly, Moussa Diaby has been named Players Player of the Year, with 12 goals and 20 assists in 27 matches. That is pretty insane. Leonardo is the top goal scorer with 23 goals and 9 assists in, 33? Yeah, 33 matches, so that's pretty good from him. And our youngster, Vernblad, winning Young Player of the Year, as he gets 12 goals in 24 games as well. So his value seems to have dropped a little bit, but he's still making improvements. But hopefully next season he will continue scoring goals for us and improving. We also win Pulic wins the Football Writers Young Player of the Year. So that's surprising, actually. You don't usually see those being separated. It's usually the same player for both. But I think that's 2 years in a row for him now. So we'll give him a little congratulations, and yeah, we won manager of the season again as well. But more importantly, players named in Team of the Year, just the 5 this year. I think that's maybe the same as last year, as Charles, Jimenez, Pujic, Diaby and Leonardo all getting in on that. And the Premiership Awards with Diaby, Gibbs-White and Leonardo first, second and third for the, I think it's the Football Writers and the actual Player of the Season Awards. So good to see that we dominated that. And the commercial summary improving all the time, which is good to see. And 50% increase in broadcast revenue and 24% increase in sponsorship is certainly good. We need these to keep improving so we can get more of a transfer budget. As you can see, just the 2 million again this season is certainly taking its time to increase. So it was a slightly disappointing end to the season as we fell short in the Scottish Cup final. I'm not entirely sure whether that's down to the tactics or the familiarity with them, or even if it's just playing those youngsters. But it's something that we're going to have to look into. Either way, some big changes are coming this season as we look to freshen things up, ready for another crack at Europe next season. But that is going to do it for season number 5. And if you've enjoyed this season, if you've enjoyed this episode, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next season.